Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Kabaneri Circus, guys, I'm telling you, I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but I have to tell you every freaking time. This show is so fire, guys. It is much, much worth your time to just sit and watch it, to sit and learn these characters. Even this week, I honestly knew that it was probably going to happen, but be honest, I didn't feel like the way the show was get like presenting it, it was going to be like that cool. But this girl that pretty much isn't a main character, one of the more of the background character type, straight up blew my mind this week, seeing how she just comes out of nowhere and truly gets to revenge her sister, revenge the kind of revenge the beast that she probably respected. Like, sure, she probably hated the thing for what it did to her sister and stuff like that. But at the same time, there was nothing really that her sister probably wanted to do more, than to be hanging out with them, those different types of animals and taming them and stuff like that. So to see her kind of exact revenge almost for Beast and for, just all this time of being afraid of them and not being able to do what she was raised to do, which is, just be a beast tamer and show it off at the circus. Including when you see the way she says it, she's like, "Step back." Like, man, I I got goosebumps just from her scene alone. Um, this is not one of those shows that when they get dubbed, I don't really see them grabbing every aspect of all the characters from the Japanese from the sub, like getting the characters to kind of have their English counterparts be so similar that you're almost like you're watching the sub, but you can just understand it better because you understand your own language. That's kind of what a lot of shows have done sometimes. Other times they just do whatever the heck they want. They're just like, oh, whatever, man. Just give us some actors that can talk as a girl, as a guy, as a boy, as a girl, as an old man, as a not old man. They kind of just do whatever just to get it over with. Um, but with the overall notion that this show kind of gives us a good understanding of what humans truly fight for, what humans truly believe is worth the fight. What is, why would you fight? And if you do fight, what more would you fight for? And if this thing it is you're fighting for, why is it worth this fight that you're doing for it? I love when shows touch up on stuff like that, and the reason why she did all this was mainly because her sister's done it. She wants to do it, so that's just how it be. Um, I can respect it, and it came off very powerful this week. So overall, I just really want to see what all, like she learns from this. What all can she bring to the table now that she's gone and, shown us that she is ridiculously capable, at least, of doing these crazy feats. But at the same time, she was still terrified the whole time. The only reason why she could even tame these beasts this week was because she thought of the person that she was actually there for, the person she was actually supposed to be helping, So by thinking about that and actually focusing on a goal in mind like that, it helped the overall senses of like, I'm not here by myself. I'm not here just for me. I need to literally do this for this kid who's, even suffering more than, or he could be start suffering more than even I did when I lost my sister with him losing everything. He's gonna lose the one girl he's been with the whole time that they've known him. Uh, he's already lost like a good bit of his childhood just by having to fight all the time. Like this is his only thing he can do. So it's a very interesting overall plot, and I think that's why it's so intriguing to me. Like the kid becoming a man now just by what he's doing as of this week, and not even to mention the fact that um, Faceless actually seems like a very intelligent bad guy. Like, my God, his plan now is to make this girl absolutely hate Faceless, which is great. But then he wanting his main plan to, take over this body and whatnot. If he takes over, if he takes over that kid's body and she hates Faceless, and he might happen to be Faceless at that point when she gets his body taken over. What's stopping him from beating Faceless, like beating the kid, and then just living the life of being loved on by someone who literally like just 110% loves you because of everything you've been through together and the growing you've been creating and all this stuff. But what you don't know about is the mind control machine. She doesn't know anything about his true methods of being able to switch places with this kid. So it works out very, very smartly. It doesn't just seem like, oh, he's doing it because he's evil. It's like, no, he's doing it because literally he thinks he deserves the best woman in the world that he's ever seen. And even though she already had decided to go with his brother, um, he still sees it as, I guess he has a chance, like, oh, there's still a chance for me that she loves me and this and that, but she's married to my brother and has a kid with them, but there's still a chance, right? So that's just how freaky these people are, like how crazy they are in the head to even think of that. Not to mention the fact that they're gonna make any and everybody suffer that gets in the way. I mean, imagine if the people who got in the way couldn't defend themselves, then we would be in a situation where we instantly know they're not going to have any problems after dealing with them, like, oh, let's just kill these guys off and then live our life the way we want to for the rest of our lives, like they can't really do anything. They're just basic people. I mean, in this case, they are not going against some basic people. They're going against some monsters of their own in the human race. So it's nice to see that they might have a chance to stop all of this. But at the same time, I feel like the way it's going to go in the favor of this bad guy. Like, just by the way everything's being played out, it feels like he shouldn't lose, is what my like initial feeling is how that's how good they're doing this villain. Not to mention that the first time we saw all the people that um, all the people that it took, like how many people are hurting outside of this place. We know Faceless is no pushover when it comes down to just like actual fighting. So not only is this man like in a great position in all of this that he's trying to do, he also has like backup plans on, stopping the robots and stuff. Like as of right now, the robot people can't even, or the robot people, I think they called them like the O's, the Auto-O's or something like that. But these people were like Shimigamis that practically gave up on the cause of trying to help and, find all the things that they need to find. And not to mention, Faceless is somebody who started the organization of these people attacking the circus in the first place, supposedly. So not only is the guy who like started your whole like fighting resistance, like going against his own resistance, he's also offering you a way to, live forever or leave that body of yours that has no pleasure in it and come over to a body that you can do whatever you want. It has human traits and stuff like that. So practically a new body and a new overall life, supposedly. But with this week, automatically our this girl and our boy instantly ruins that by changing the temperature in the room or something along those lines, and that being the thing that forces them out of their cocoons, out of their they're like in matrix pods things, like probably living way better lives inside of there than they were outside. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. You know, they just take them out full on, and they have to just all of a sudden look at look at themselves in an animatronic way. Not to mention their whole being was supposed to be to fight the animatronics. You know, so now you're doing the complete opposite, and you have become one. And not only have you become one, you still look like one of the Shimigamis with the white, like silver hair. I don't know why they were necessarily crying. I don't. We didn't get like a full explanation behind their crying, but if I was guessing, man, it's probably that whatever they were dealing with inside of the contraption actually being in there, and what they wanted, what Faceless wanted them to feel or whatever, or what he controlled them feeling, was probably something way worse than the automatronics, you know, were dealing with or expected, and so to speak. So imagine being in a dream that only all you do is get tortured or something along those lines. Like the way they're aging looks like the aging process has gone dramatic. Like they just age much much quicker than any of the semigamis that we've ever seen. And then not to mention the fact that now that they're all um, now that they're all seeing themselves, one guy tries to just lay himself back to sleep and ends up breaking his own neck on accident. So not only are their bodies so fragile that like even someone trying to do a gentle push with power would kill them, it just goes to show you that their bodies were not probably going to last long at all. So how would those bodies be preserved for a long time a period if that's what's already happening to them when they first, try. So I understand like cryo sleep or something like the freezing sleep where your body never moves and never poops or whatever, all that stuff. But at the same time, man, these bodies were, and then if it was cryo sleep, they wouldn't have been aging, like their bodies would have stayed whatever age they were when they first entered. And that didn't seem like the case. Like, how are their new bodies so young looking, but their old bodies look like, they're 70 years old, So, I mean, 70 is a compliment at that point. They look like they were freaking decrepit. They look disgustingly old, like 150 somehow, and they're waking up for the first time after being in a torture sleep or something. So, um, really interested to see how all of this is going to play out. We kind of know that it is something that helped our main character get a little bit further, but right when he gets out, man, it's like they just like, yeah, he got out, but guess what? None of it matters because he's got to deal with all of this now. It's like, oh crap, bro. Like you're literally faced with Faceless now, and somehow, some way, you just gotta make it out. Like, good luck, buddy. This man's got the experience, he's got the knowledge, not to mention his whole entire plan is to switch bodies with you, which our character knows that, but Eleanor does not. It might slip out now, maybe. Like maybe he'll shout it, like "You're not gonna switch bodies with me," or something like that. Would be pretty smart. So maybe they can use that tactic against him because at this whole point, when they were even attacking him, they're like, "Oh, it's just a bluff. I can't kill him." Like they knew they couldn't kill this body, but they could cause it pain, is what they thought was going to be, helpful in this situation, which this kid's been through so much pain is kind of just there, it's just a thing that happens at this point. Like, he's been through so much crap, man, and I feel so bad for this kid, but as of now, everything he's gone through was seemingly for a good reason because now he's only that much stronger. He's only that much more uh, ready to actually stand for what he needs to stand for, which is all the freaking human race almost at this point. Because every human is getting hit with the disease that was at the beginning of the show, and if you don't have any type of tolerance or anything like that, or the blood of the Shimigami and stuff like that, you're pretty much just falling over and you're done. Like, you're gonna be choking slash trying to breathe the whole time, and if no one makes you laugh, you just stay like that forever. And if everybody's doing it, that means no one can make anyone laugh, and they just stuck in an endless cycle of it. So yeah, this is pretty messed up what he's doing, and the whole time he's still up there just trying to make Eleanor hate him. So whenever Eleanor actually does see Faceless die, she's like, "Oh my God, this is the best day ever." Plus, he's then in the body that defeated Faceless is what he's going for. So, very, very interesting way of putting like the villain in these situations. Like, not only is he in a position where he might be able to pull it off for quite some time and no one notice, but it almost feels like this way of telling a bad guy's like ambition and then showing us how close he gets to it. I feel like is gives the overall narrative of his story slash the battle that much more gravitation for me to like want to see the actual outcome. Like, not only was the good guys really cool and stuff, and I loved to see their stories, but the bad guy was just as good and almost won. Like, that's awesome. So if you guys still are up in the air about this anime, definitely let it all go out. There's 36 episodes, and if you don't want to just watch all 36, I can understand that. I mean, not watch all 30. I would understand you would want to watch all 36 at like your own pace without having to wait different days and different weeks for it to come out. So I can understand waiting on it all. 100% understandable, but when it just comes down to being an amazing story that if people are like, "Oh, what's an anime I should watch?" I want to watch a story-based anime that has a good build up and a good end, all this stuff. This is the show. But no one's going to actually give it that type of chance until people can make a full-on review, give it the ranking that they want to give it, and then after that ranking, they then see what the views and what the actual likes on it are. So people really don't go out and look for these things for themselves. They really want to be told how good it is, how great it could be, what all these different things to even be interested in the first place, which if that's you, I get it. But at the same time, for me, finding this anime by myself and now enjoying it more than I've enjoyed other animes has been very special to me, and that's another reason why it stays on this channel, because I really want to see the end of it, and it's a show that no one really tipped me off about, and I have enjoyed it ever since I started watching it practically. So with that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening. I will be dropping Dragon Ball Heroes soon. I do apologize for the late uploads. I don't have a way to just post stuff on here and tell you guys like, "Oh, I'm getting my hair cut and I'll be posting later today." Like, because I don't have enough subs, I can't just post on here. So when that day comes and I can just let you guys know what's up, I can't wait. But until then, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I will drop another video very soon. So with that, peace.